Hi everyone, it's White Gold here, your tarot card reader with another pick a card for you. Today I really wanted to focus on you and what you can do to bring your soulmate into your life. If that's something that you're looking for and you're currently single, or maybe you're in the wrong relationship and you know it, I really want to dive into kind of what's working for you, what isn't working for you, or what's working against you, what advice and what outcome will happen in terms of your soulmate. So I've got 4 piles here. I've got pile 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to give you a minute to meditate on those and make your selection. In the background, I am absolutely not sponsored by this company, but when I was in Sedona, I found these awesome candles, and they all have different themes. So I've got my love candle lit for everybody today, and it's lemon and orange blossom. So, God, love a good citrus smell. So anyways, I will give you just a moment. Again, you can either pick pile 1, 2, 3, or 4. All right, we'll go ahead and get started with pile number 1. And I've got the Rider-Waite deck today, and I have also a goddess card for each of you as well. Okay, so the first card that I'm going to pull, we'll flip this around a little bit here, is going to be what's working for you in the situation. So in this particular card, I am pulling the Empress. You can see her there. And the Empress is all about just like feminine power. She's super strong. She's a boss bitch. She's large and in charge. Very sexy, but also super feminine. So maybe there are some ladies out there that pick number 1, or maybe you're a dude who just is in touch with his feminine side, and you know what? You buy that nice shampoo and conditioner and you blow dry every day. You do you, you know? Card number 2 is going to be what's working against you. And with the Justice card being upside down, you can see when he's right side up, he has scales and a sword, and I just get a lot of like judgment from him. So I'm kind of wondering if maybe sometimes you're always seeking to be right. He's reversed, so clearly it's not working for you. If you're always seeking to be right, and maybe that's more important to you sometimes than compromise in a relationship. So just something to keep in mind. All right, card number 3 is going to be advice towards finding this soulmate. And I've got the 7 of Wands. And basically, you know, he's here with his wand. He's kind of fighting some unseen enemies here. But he's standing on solid ground, and he's, again, large and in charge, kind of like a giant. And so what I get from that is, you know, you need to just really be aware of kind of speaking your truth and telling people where you stand, because you're actually going to end up in a better place if you do that versus kind of trying to like be diminutive and, you know, just trying to like put aside your feelings. Like, you need to own that shit and step forward with it, and people are going to respect that. So keep that in mind. And then the last card, of course, is the outcome card. And for this, we've got the Queen of Swords. Again, another boss lady coming up in this reading. And, you know, the Queen of Swords is really all about, you know, sort of like seeing the truth and, you know, kind of getting what she wants and just really like kind of cutting through the bullshit with that sword, right? So, you know, overall reading, it's sort of like you've got this really powerful energy. You need to be careful not to judge people too quickly. You need to speak your truth. And then the end result is you're going to end up, you know, sort of the queen of your domain, sort of like seeking out, you know, the truth in every situation. And maybe in past relationships, that wasn't always the case. But, you know, she's ruling her kingdom. She's definitely, you know, a beautiful woman on her throne. But also, you know, queens usually have kings. So, you know, there's always that pairing there. And I feel like there's a match coming for you. Last card I'm going to pull for fun is the Goddess card, and I love this deck, by the way. It's super beautiful Goddess cards. I think it's Louise Hayes is the author of these. But, you know, just some additional advice. Go outside. Get in touch with that feminine goddess power. Like, these women are outside. Go outside. Get some fresh air. Take some time for yourself. Step into this Empress energy. Really own it. And you know what? Your soulmate, the universe is working for you. Your soulmate is coming. Okay, so we are going to move on to pile number 2. And for all of those that chose pile number 2, we will get started. Okay, so first card I pull over is the Page of Pentacles. And, you know, pages usually bring messages. Pentacles obviously are messages around work or wealth. So maybe, you know, you've got like a youthful attitude, but you're also doing pretty well in your career and you're kind of getting to a point where maybe you're looking for that person. What's working against you? Wheel of Fortune. Interesting. Okay, so Wheel of Fortune is actually a really positive card, but at the same time, you can see that there's a snake going this way, the fox is coming up, this guy's on top, there's like these guys down here. You know, there are a lot of ups and downs in life. Maybe that sort of rocked you a little bit in the past, maybe it's rocked you in relationships, but you know, overall, like for me intuitively, this is a positive card, but maybe what's working against you is maybe when you've been on the bottom of the wheel, you've kind of stayed there too long before you've kind of made this journey up. So, you know, just something to keep in mind. Life is going to throw curveballs at you, and all you can do is just kind of roll with it, right? I need to take that advice right now, actually, myself. But, you know, what goes up always comes down, and what goes down always has to come back up, and it's all just part of the balance of life. Okay, so the advice card. So we have the 8 of Wands, and the 8 of Wands for me, especially in reverse, it always means competition and kind of fighting, but at the same time, like, I think that, you know, in terms of the advice around this is like, if there is competition for your soulmate, you got to put your head in the game and actually try. You've got to reach out, and, you know, 8 is almost a 10. It's almost to the final battle, but don't be afraid to like put your neck out there and actually give this a shot. And don't be afraid if there's competition, because you know what? You can't win if you don't play. All right, and the last card is the 5 of Wands, which is the outcome. And again, I see like another kind of argument here going on, right? But again, you've got to fight sometimes for what you want, and don't be afraid to do that. And, you know, to me, like, sometimes a soulmate is worth fighting for. All the time a soulmate is worth fighting for. Always choose love. And then your last card is going to be the Goddess card. And we got Green Tara, and she says to start delegating. She said, ask others, including me, to help you instead of trying to do everything by yourself, which is interesting because we've got sort of all of these people involved in this sort of argument. So, you know, maybe there's something going on with your soulmate where, you know what, they're seeing someone else or something else is going on, but you know what, don't be afraid to try. Don't be afraid to put your neck out there, and don't be afraid to ask your friends for help, because you know what, the only way that you are going to get through this life is by getting help from others. So that is your reading for pile number 2. Moving on to number 3. Okay, look how cool this crystal is, by the way. Okay, so pile number 3, if you selected that, please tune in. And we have for your first card, Strength. Okay, so this is what is working for you in terms of, you know, moving towards finding your soulmate. Strength, again, in other decks is also known as Lust. I just see it as like you're a very strong, like, independent person. People find you very attractive. They find that strength very attractive. Maybe you're a Leo or a fire sign, but, you know, in terms of just who you are as a person, like, that strength is one of your biggest, most appealing traits. In terms of like what's working against you is the 4 of Swords. So this card usually comes up in terms of like, maybe you tend to withdraw, and maybe you tend to pull away from people. Maybe because you are so strong, you think you can just do everything on your own. So that's something to be aware of, because you can't get into a relationship while you're pulling away from someone. It just isn't going to work. Card 3 is the 2 of Pentacles reversed. And as you can tell, he's juggling something. When that's reversed, it's upside down. And so this is the card that's in the advice position. You know, something to consider if you're looking for a soulmate. Maybe you're on Bumble or one of the dating apps. Maybe you're trying to juggle too much. And you know what? People can sense that your energy is not there. It could be a little topsy-turvy, kind of like the boats that are here in the background. And, you know, sometimes that can, you know, people read into that and they may, you know, especially in conjunction with maybe this withdrawing energy, they feel like you're not fully present. So my advice to you would be to really, you know, try to step out of that. If you do want to find your soulmate and you want to find them now, is now really the right time? Are you juggling too much? Is there something that you can do to sort of, you know, simplify your life a little bit so that you can get out of this withdrawing phase and step more into the strength? And then the last card is the outcome card. And we've got Judgment. And you can see there's this like beautiful angel, and then there's all these people below looking up. And, you know, Judgment, a lot of times like this card will come up for me in other types of readings. You know, like maybe legal readings or something like that. But when it comes to love, it's really just about how people see you. And people see you as this like amazing, strong, like angel. And so I see the outcome as like once you move through sort of this like hermit tendency to withdraw, and once you figure out like how to juggle things a little bit better and get more balance, you know, this is how your soulmate is eventually going to see you. And then lastly, your goddess card is Pele, which is divine passion. And it's be honest with yourself. What is your heart's true desire? Do you really want to find that soulmate right now? Is that really what's going on? You know, are you juggling too much? Do you want to withdraw? Or do you want to step into this strength and really lean into that so you can find your person? Okay, last pile, number 4. This is a quickie reading today. Okay, so the first card, which is what's working for you when it comes to finding your soulmate, we got the Queen of Pentacles. She's actually one of my favorite cards. She's very maternal. She takes care of her home. She's got this beautiful garden. You can see all the flowers behind her. She has a beautiful throne. And, you know, in terms of, you know, what you're doing right, you're taking care of yourself. You're taking care of your home. You're taking care of your friends. Very nurturing. So that's part of your appeal. What you need to work on is the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords is somebody who, you know, sometimes through youthful ignorance can really step on people's toes. And so, you know, but with the best of intentions, like the road to hell is paved with good intentions is one of my favorite sayings. You have the best of intentions, but sometimes you can cut people by accident and you can step on their toes. And so, you know, when you're looking for love, that can be an issue if you're, you know, being offensive or saying things maybe that you think are funny or sarcastic. Maybe other people aren't finding them that way. So the outcome card, I've got the 4 of Pentacles upside down, reversed. And basically what this card is saying to me is this guy is hanging on to this coin super tight. He's very clingy. And when I see it reversed, it just speaks to fear. And so for the advice card, I'm sorry, I think I said outcome. For the advice card, you know, fear can actually stop you from finding love. Fear can stop you from doing a lot of things in life. So, you know, you're probably going to have to work through some of your fear around attachment and relationships in order to get to your outcome of finding your soulmate, which it looks like you're definitely going to be finding that person soon. For me, the 2 of Cups is always the card of love. As you can see, 2 people coming together. There's a house in the background, a home. If I had to say, you know, you're going to be finding this person. They're coming into your life soon. But you need to work through that fear, because if you try to hang on too tight, and if you know, are maybe being a little abrasive, it's going to inhibit you from finding this. So and I see the Leo there at the top, so maybe this person again is a fire sign, who knows. And then last card would be your goddess card. Oh, this is like such a beautiful card, especially in conjunction with the 2 of Cups. We've got Guinevere of true love. The romantic stirrings in your heart have propelled the universe to deliver great love to you. So again, I feel like your soulmate is coming in hot. You just gotta work on these things in order to get there. So Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in to another one of my pick a card readings on how what you need to know in order to find your soulmate. And, you know, I also, just if you have any specific questions or you want to follow up, I do have an Etsy shop that I will link below in the comments. And I thank you so much for joining me and for tuning in. Have a beautiful rest of your week. Take care.